Alrighty then, back once again for another reaction. This time it's MLP Season 9, Episode 22, Growing Up is Hard to Do. That pretty much rhymes. Episode 22, Growing Up is Hard to Do. Basically, all I know about this is it's a CMC episode, and I'm very glad that The Last Crusade wasn't actually the last CMC episode. I do like that we're getting another one. So if it's about growing up, I'm thinking another Forever Philly type of episode. Where, you know, how Sweetie Belle was growing really quick and Rarity suddenly couldn't handle how much her sister had changed and made her feel like things were slipping away. I'm wondering if it's Apple Bloom's turn, because I think I can see that the opening frame is of the treehouse. So I'm wondering if this is like the next stage of Apple Bloom's development, because she has been the central focus of the CMC since Call of the Cutie. So I think it would make a ton of sense to have an Apple Bloom episode at the end of the CMC's run. At least that's my prediction. If it's all about growing up, I think it's going to be a better version of Some Pony to Watch Over Me, where Apple Bloom is reaching the next stage of her maturity and Applejack might have to deal with that, or will help her with that, I don't know. So let's take a look and find out, because I am very interested in what the CMCs have become ever since they got their marks. They've been so much more fun and interesting as characters when they're not fixated on just the one thing. So yeah, whatever is the last adventure in store for them, I am all aboard.
I can't believe we're going to the Appaloosa County Fair!
Yes, fairs are amazing.
Shows, carnival rides, and all kinds of food on a stick.
Yeah, all the food. That's what I like about the carnival.
Snacks for the train, for there and back, and our train tickets.
Why would you bother taking snacks? Just buy all the greasy, horrible food that you get at the.
And whole itinerary planned. Are you sure you're not Twilight's sister? Weeks of planning has all come down.
Don't give the fanfic writers any ideas.
Wait for our chaperone to get here.
Wow, your chaperone totally forgot about you. You're gonna make your own way there.
Rainbow Dash coming? I thought you were gonna ask Applejack. I don't suppose you asked.
Okay,
Rarity?
so just growing up,
We spent all this
they
time
need a
planning
chaperone,
trip
but maybe
and
they
none
don't
of us
anymore.
asked any pony to take us? In our defense, every other part of the trip was planned really well.
Damn the consequences when I grow up. I'll be stable. When I grow up, I'll turn the tables.
Yeah, and perhaps they don't need chaperones anymore. Perhaps they're more mature now.
And the fair is only today. I'm sorry, darlings, but I can't possibly go to Appaloosa. I promised to deliver a new design to Fancy Pants for his Monocle and Top Hat Appreciation Society soiree.
That was a mouthful.
Tomorrow?
I mean,
Well,
you
I
guys
could.
went to our
You know,
town
as you
without a
get older,
chaperone to
how
meet
important
Big
it is to
Mac,
keep
and that's
promises,
pretty far
especially
beyond
when
the
running
train
a
line of
business.
Equestria.
Maybe we should just go by ourselves?
What? Oh, my dear, no! Appaloosa's far too long a train ride for young foals without accompaniment.
They've been to the
You
end
could
of the
end up in
line,
wrong
though,
place
following
entirely.
Big Mac.
Why don't you see if Rainbow Dash is free?
Sorry, but I just heard from Spitfire that a whole bunch of storm clouds got loose from the Cloud Factory, and she needs every Wonderbolt to help bust them.
Aw, come on, Rainbow Dash. They won't miss one pony, and we really
But they
wanna
will
go
miss
there.
their best pony, and that's the
Apparently we're
problem.
too young to go alone.
Well, duh. Young ponies like you could get lost and never find your way back. But I still can't go.
It's a
You know,
simple
Wonderbolt
train
isn't
ride,
just
though.
about showing off.
You can't get
It's
lost
also
on a
responsibility.
train.
You'll understand when you get older.
And Brayburn's
You'll
there.
find some pony else to do.
Why can't Brayburn look after them for a bit?
I wish I could, Sugar Cube, but Big Mac's not feeling well today. Jack's old enough to take care of himself, and we'd all have so much fun together.
Sometimes taking care of some pony is more important than having fun.
That is true.
Speaking of which, don't you even think about trying to go without a grown pony there to take care of you. You could end up in hot water, or worse.
We know.
Appaloosa is
Over
literally
before
a
we find
train
somebody
ride
to
away.
take us. But then we thought of you, since the fair will be full of all sorts of animals and creatures.
You guys went on a train to the Crystal Empire as well, didn't
Has
you?
an important magical research project, and she's asked for my help.
I guess that means Twilight's busy too.
Like, Spike brought you along while he was pet sitting.
This enchanted flower
I don't think
isn't
Spike,
doing
as a
well.
baby dragon, counts as a
If I figure out
chaperone.
its magical properties, maybe we can save it.
So that's a no on going with us to the fair? We've already asked Applejack, Rainbow Dash, and Rarity, and none of them can come. And every pony made it clear we're too young to go on our own.
Oh, definitely. You could take the wrong train, or miss your stop.
They
Get lost
have
in a strange
successfully
town and end up in a dangerous
done
situation
this
with nobody to
twice.
help you.
We know.
I know it's hard, but sometimes you just can't do what you want.
I'm pretty sure if you wanted to go to the fair, you could.
Sure, grown-ups can do a lot of things that foals can't. But there's plenty we can't do either. Like right now, I
The
can't
show
find
is
a
sending
single
conflicting
reference to this
messages.
flower.
None of the birds or insects I've talked to have heard of it either.
They were
I wonder if
mature
there's
enough
anything in Shakespeare
before.
Evergreen's
Why
Tome of
suddenly
Flora
not
and
now?
Fauna.
That book's pretty out of date, but it might be worth a try.
I think there's a copy in the library filed under discontinued but still potentially useful ancient texts. Unless they put it under Hokum with a slight chance of practical applications.
Just go, guys. Everything
Guess
worked
this
out
flower's
before.
the most interesting thing we're gonna see today. Unless you count watching Twilight struggle to remember how she organizes her books. I bet every pony in Equestria is in Appaloosa right now. Every pony but us.
And, you know, the chaperones
Unless we
that
didn't
keep
have to
turning you
wait to
down.
grow up. I wish it would happen all at once. Then we know everything
Wow,
we need
are
to
you
get to
literally
the fair
making a
and back,
wish?
No problem. I just wish we were as old as our sisters. Then no pony could tell us what to do, and we'd be able to take care of ourselves.
I think you already
Sweet
can
dog.
take care of
What's your
yourselves.
face all lit up?
Wow. Well, they're dead. They're going to be digested. They actually got order. Scootaloo, digging the punk style.
Do you know what this means? We can go to the fair!
We could go to an R-rated movie. Okay, so growing up was meant in the literal sense.
I hope you brought the tickets.
It's weird seeing them with full galloping length legs.
Check out how fast we're going. Grown-up legs are strong.
You're not kidding. I don't know how much of this my scooter can take. And no pony yelled at us to slow down even once. Being a grown-up is great.
Efficient.
We made it. Of course we did. We're grown-up ponies now. We can do anything. And all those worries.
You
about
could have
having
done
us
this
head
before.
don't
I will
apply
not
anymore,
let that go.
Because we're big. And being big is all it takes.
Woke up this morning
Ooh.
feeling tired and small. But look at us now, we must be 90 feet tall. Don't have to worry about making mistakes because being big is all it takes. A tiny twist of fate brought on this big change. Give me room, gotta zoom. I've got plans to arrange. Can do what I want, be it run, trot, or traipse. 'Cause being big is all it takes. Being big isn't just a size. At bedtime we don't even have to close our eyes. We're in control now, for goodness sake.
It's a nice view of the earth.
Being big is all it takes. Leaving behind the little
I'd be curious to see what Cozy looked like at this age.
Moves of my own. You can't tell me no. There's no place I can't go. Mountain cities, jungles, or lakes. 'Cause being big is all it takes. Being big isn't just a size. We'll tell you our opinion 'cause we're oh so wise. We're in control now, for goodness sake.
This is a nice, fun little bop. Wow, a big anti-adult anthem. Oh, very anime, with the lying in a circle. Very fun.
I think I ate too many snacks.
This doesn't look like Appaloosa.
Wow, you did take the wrong train.
You all
Are you
heard
the
that,
same
Dad?
creepy
Hello?
station pony from before?
Got on the wrong train?
I thought trains just took you where you wanted to go.
So, how did you get so lucky with... Well, I suppose he was like all aboard for the Crystal Empire before, I guess.
But you three must not travel much. This is haste.
And I guess you snuck on the same train as Big Mac then, when he went to deliver those apples?
Hours. Or you could set off on hoof. It's treacherous.
I like this
and
guy.
Confusing, unfit for the young or timid.
I love that
You
he's
three
come back.
grown-ups, you'll be fine. Yeah, I'll write down some directions.
Maybe we should wait for the train.
And miss the fair?
We already ended up in the wrong place, which is exactly what we were warned about. And what if we can't follow the directions?
So basically, there's been some retcon or something to do with their ability to catch a train. Okay.
Besides, I've been through a swamp as a young pony. As a grown-up, it'll be a snap. Grown-ups always know the way.
Because being big is all it takes.
Sorry, I've got kind of a throat thing.
Well, at least you didn't terrify them with maniacal laughter like you did to poor Fluttershy and AJ. Oh, that's that creature that doesn't like loud noises, isn't it?
Sweetie Belle, are you sure this is the right way?
And separated.
Sweetie Belle? Scootaloo? Ah! Don't do that! Girls? Maybe we should head back to the station.
I'm not sure we can.
Yeah, which way?
We're lost.
Just like Twilight and the others said.
I feel like this is all very convenient.
Caring for him.
Ah! Wild swamp ponies!
We're not wild swamp ponies. We're just grown-ups.
And we are definitely not lost.
Okay, but that swamp is pretty confusing if you're not from around here. I'm Spur, and this is Biscuit.
Biscuit.
I'm Mary Bloom. Nice to meet you. But we're not confused. We're just exploring new ways to Appaloosa.
Hey, that's where we're going.
No, it isn't.
Which is it?
Biscuit thinks he can just take Luffy here to the fair.
Why not? It's just up the road, and Luffy's my pet too.
Oh, it's only up the road, okay.
He's never even seen a crowd, which you'd know if you ever took care of him.
Did you ever think meeting all those ponies might be good for him?
He seems okay.
Crash
meeting
Bandicoot?
us.
See, they're grown-ups and they get it. Luffy should totally come to the fair with me, right?
Y'all don't really think that, do ya? Hold on. Us grown-ups need to confer. What do you girls think?
If they go to the fair, we can tag along.
Something tells me that creature is going to react poorly and ruin the fair.
Something a grown-up would say, right?
As grown-up ponies, we think you should share Bluffy and let Biscuit take him to the fair.
That is some quality grown-up advice.
But Luffy's never been around anything that exciting. What if something goes wrong?
We're headed to the fair too. Since we're such great advice givers, feel free to ask us for more.
This is a weird one. I'm not really gelling with the idea that they're suddenly incompetent at travel when they have done it multiple times without assistance. Or at least without significant assistance. I think at this point they are mature enough to take journeys by themselves without messing it up.
My goodness, what an interesting critter. You should enter him in the animal showcase. You'd be sure to win most interesting creature.
And most murderous
Animal
creature.
showcase? That's exactly what we should do.
That seems like a bad idea. What do you grown-ups think?
Let's behave like little kids. Lyra and Bon Bon, I saw them.
What happened to being able to ask your advice? You ran off the second we got here.
Where's Biscuit and Bluffy?
That's why I came to find you. It's one thing to bring Bluffy to the fair, but it's another to stick him in a showcase.
What's the big deal?
You're supposed to be sharing him.
Yeah, I'm with Biscuit. The showcase looks like fun. Sorry if I think taking care of Bluffy is more important than having fun.
Luffy's just excited. He probably just wants to
He's
get
gonna
out.
kill you all. Yeah, he's cute now. That's how they always look before everybody's
Are
dead.
you sure you're not just upset you have to share him? What if you took a little break?
You mean, like, leave?
If sharing him is too hard, that might be the best thing. Take our word for it. We are grown-ups.
I don't know what Spur's so worried about. Bluffy and Biscuit are having fun. Yeah, what could go wrong?
Nervous sweating. Great reaction image material.
Me and my big grown-up mouth.
Okay, so it's like a Tasmanian devil dog. Was that a Wizard of Oz thing? Was that little old Dorothy?
Situation with no grown pony to help us?
I think we're the grown ponies that need to be helping today.
Pay the man.
Treats, treats! Who wants a treat?
Hey, magic!
What do we do now?
Oh, I love that Sweetie Belle can teleport. Please tell me that she's actually learned how to do that as a filly,
I hope you're right about
and
the
it's
girls
not just
coming
because
here.
of her adult
Well,
body.
read Shadetail Evergreen's warning that the flower grants wishes. It wasn't a stretch to think they wished themselves to the fair. It's all they were talking about.
Or maybe since we told them they were too young to come, they wished to become grown-ups, then came here and caused some kind of trouble that led to a town-wide panic.
Yep, pretty astute.
Yeah, or that.
Twilight! Fluttershy! Oh, thank goodness! I know you're not gonna believe it, but it's me, April Bloom. And I'm Scootaloo. We kinda got turned into grown-ups.
And we thought we could take the train here since we were old enough, but we ended up in the wrong place just like you said we would.
And got lost, just like you said we would. Then we met these folks who led us to the fair, and we tried to give them some grown-up style advice, but it turned their pet into a tornado that not destroyed the whole town!
Yeah,
Goodness!
you nailed it,
We're
Fluttershy.
Mungtooth. They are very rare and just the cutest little things when they're not excited. This one's excited.
How do we calm them down?
This one's excited.
A
The
Mungtooth
comedic
wants a
timing
tight
of these
bond
later
with
seasons is
Caretaker.
just fantastic.
We're the only ones who can get them to stop spinning.
Spur's the one who really took care of Luffy. We have to find her.
You all go look for Spur. Fluttershy and I will do our best to keep every pony here safe.
Yes, you protect the ponies, I'll protect what's really important, all the animals.
I'm so sorry, Spur. You knew what was best for him all along.
And even though we seem like grown-ups, you were way more responsible than us.
What do you mean, seem like grown-ups?
We don't have time to explain. Right now, we have to stop this, and you're the only one who can do it.
How? I'll show you. He mostly just needs to see you. Hey there, Bloofy Boo. It's okay.
Oh, Mama love.
How did you know what to do? After years of experience with animals, I've picked up a few things.
Well, one thing's for sure. Luffy definitely earned the most interesting creature prize.
Yes, I would
I'm
imagine
sorry I
so.
didn't listen to you.
We all are.
I guess grown-ups aren't always perfect.
They sure aren't. But young foals pretending to be grown-ups are even less so.
What do you mean?
There's only one petal left. But I think the three of you know what to wish for. And I'm pretty sure Star Swirl won't mind.
We wish we were fools again.
Om nom 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 nom.
Hold on. You three are actually younger than us?
The flower turned us into grown-ups, so we figured we could do whatever we wanted, but I guess that's not exactly true. We did everything real grown-ups told us not to and caused all kinds of trouble. And things could have been a lot worse. I guess we were pretty selfish.
I'm glad you learned something. That's what growing up is. Which is why you probably shouldn't skip any of it.
I know we didn't make the best impression, but we sure would like to visit you and Luffy someday.
I guess that'd be okay, on one condition. You get a real grown-up to bring you.
Deal!
Okay. I have to say, as fun as this episode sounds in concept, and I don't know how popular my opinion's gonna be, I think this kind of derailed my hot streak for season 9. Don't get me wrong, I'm not saying I dislike this episode, not by any stretch. This isn't a negative opinion or review, this isn't negative. That I need to get that right out of the bat. But I think on the hot streak of a high feeling that I was feeling with this run of episodes that I've been on, this breaks the streak. I don't know. I'm very middle of the roadish on this episode because there was a lot to like here. The moral as a standalone episode is excellent for the kids watching at home. Just take your time experiencing and learning and growing up. Don't rush anything, which is a motif that's been persistent throughout the CMC's arc. You know, and basically all the way back when Apple Bloom was told to stop rushing to get her cutie mark and just enjoy the experience of finding out what she's meant to be. This was in a similar vein, and I think it's an important message to keep hammering into kids. Like, it's okay to, you know what I mean. But I just got a little frustrated at how their ability to take trains was nerfed, retconned, whatever you have to call it in this episode, just to make the point about children not being able to make a certain trip. Like, I don't know. Like, they've been on trains enough to know how trains work. Like, the only reason they took the wrong train, I think, was because the train they saw was about to leave and they thought they had to jump on it, thinking it was the Appaloosa train. Like, I think if they'd have arrived at the station and had time to think about what train they were getting on, they would have gotten on the right train. Because, like I say, they took the train to chase Rarity as well, in For Whom the Sweetie Belle Toils. They took the train to Manhattan, didn't they? So they've taken a train to Manhattan. They've taken the same train the main six took to our town, I'm sure. Just outside of our town to see what Big Mac was doing with Sugar Belle. So that's 2 train rides. Spike convinced them to go along to the Crystal Empire. That's 3 train rides. And I don't think Spike is old enough to count as a chaperone. Not really. Well, I know that he's only a little bit younger than Twilight, considering she hatched him as a filly, and he is mature beyond his years, but damn it, I'm counting that as the CMC's taking a train on their own, just because it lines up with all the other times they're taking a train on their own. I don't think Twilight needed to be there for the Mount Eris episode, episode 6 of last season. I think they could have easily taken the train then, so that's 4 times they could have done this. Because they were already on their way there. They knew which train they were getting, and then Twilight came up like, oh, I'll be your chaperone. I have to go there anyway for these slips. Like, they were already about to get on the train, so they would have successfully got there. So that's 4 train trips. And there might be train trips I'm forgetting. And didn't they also take a train to Auntie Lofty and Aunt Holiday together in The Last Crusade? That's 5 train trips that they've taken. Some of these you could discount on technicalities, like Spike being there, and the fact that Rainbow Dash was with them on a potential 6th when they went to do their whole thing in Flight to the Finish at the Crystal Empire then. 6 potential train rides. You could potentially discount 2 for there being a chaperone there. But that's still 4 independent train rides. So, I don't know. They've successfully navigated the Everfree Forest on a couple of occasions, haven't they? Apple Bloom goes to visit Sakura, and that's not an easy trek. Apple Bloom went on Applejack's route through the fire swamp, and she made it pretty far, and it even impressed Applejack. Like, there's so much to support the fact that they are mature enough to do this. So I think this episode is a major retcon of their abilities and their maturity. And so I don't know how to feel about it. I feel like it's a major retcon, considering I was able to list off so many examples of them traveling to places without assistance or more than technical assistance. It's so bizarre to me. So I can only assume that the main point of this episode was the final upstanding moral of you can't rush growing up, just experience it, which, as I said, is an important moral to teach to kids. But I feel like the CMC's growth was nerfed in order to facilitate that lesson, which creates conflicting feelings for me. Definitely a middling episode for me, because I did find it entertaining. If I was to just look at this episode as a standalone episode with no continuity around it whatsoever, if you showed me this episode without context as just a cartoon, and I hadn't seen anything else of MLP, yes, this is a very good episode. But in context with the whole rest of the show, it feels weird to me. Please Please let me know if you also feel this way. I'd like to think I'm not alone on this, but something tells me that the whole novelty concept of them growing into adults will make people absolutely love this episode or freak out over it, and it might make them gloss over that detail. I don't know how this is going to make people feel, because what was interesting about the Mount Eris episode where they met Terramar was that there was a definite split in the fandom of people who agreed that Twilight needed to chaperone them, and people who are like, well, this is stupid, of course they can go on their own. It was very interesting to see such polar opposite opinions having a lot of people behind them. There was a definite split. But I am in the camp of they can totally go places on their own because they have done it. They have proven they can do it. So this episode felt like it took a step back with them. But as I say, it was still enjoyable. And that is the main thing I asked from this series. But in terms of, oh wow, what a great episode, that streak's been broken, I'm afraid. And if that's not good enough for you guys, then I'm sorry. If you like this episode more than I did, hey, more power to you. But as I said, this is not a negative review. I just don't love it. I think it was fun. I think it told the moral it wanted to tell, but I'm just not a fan of what I perceive to be a slight nerfing of the CMC's characters in order to do that. So yeah, that's my thoughts on it, and I shall see you guys next time.